be here for you.
The heart of your teams. The heart. Valley Sports South and Valley Sports Southeast. The heart of the fan.
Well, in a drama-filled road trip, the Atlanta Braves hand-danced their way to a series win in Philadelphia, then cooled off the Cincinnati Reds in a nerve-wracking three-game set at the Great American Small Park. The Cardiac Kids escaped Ohio with their NL-leading 50th win and return home for an important homestand against the division-leading Twins and the upstart Marlins. America's team is back at Truist, and it's coming at you next on Valley Sports. Braves baseball on Valley Sports is presented by Truist. A gorgeous evening for baseball as the Braves welcome in the leaders of the AL Central, the Minnesota Twins. And we welcome you into the broadcast booth. Brandon Gaudin and Jeff Francoeur back with you. The Braves continue to be hot. They win another series in Cincinnati. They win 4 of 5 on the road trip. 50 wins already for the Braves. But, Jeff, if you break it down just to the month of June, the Braves, what they're doing, pretty unprecedented.
It is, and they needed all that offense in Cincinnati to get 2 out of 3. What a series they just came off of, took their best punch. But this is exactly what you're seeing right now. This has been incredible. 7 runs a game in this month, 926 OPS. And you can see right now they're breaking the home run record per game. The NL record was 2-2 back in April of 2000. So it's been amazing. But they're going to need it tonight. It'll be interesting. Sonny Gray, no home runs given up on the road with a Braves team that's hit a lot of them. And, of course, Spencer Strider. Tons of strikeouts. But what did the Twins do? They strike out. So should be an interesting matchup. Hopefully the Braves get off to a good start on the homestand.
Yeah, Minnesota has been great with Sonny Gray and their starting pitchers. They have struggled a little bit offensively. We'll see if Spencer Strider can take advantage of that lineup tonight as we get this series started from Truist Park on the other side of this timeout here on Valley Sports. Miss 98. Well, he struck him out.
I want to beat everybody.
Got him. He didn't make any contact there either.
I dislike every opponent.
Struck him out.
It's kind of how you got to play the game. If you're not wearing my jersey, then you know we're fighting for food.
Summed up well by Spencer Strider, and he got back on the balance beam last start against Philadelphia, going 6 innings, just giving up 1 run and striking out 9. And for more, we go down to Lauren Jabara.
Thanks so much, BG. Appreciate it. Excited to be back on the broadcast with you guys. But Snit even talked about it. He rebounded from those 2 games where he allowed 13 total runs between the 2. And it was one of those things where he just stuck with it in his game plan. He said a lot of the time we bring up these guys really fast and they're experiencing a lot of these things for the first time. His message, Snit's message to Spencer was just keep fighting the fight. Don't give into it. Keep fighting. If you can handle it in the right way, there's always good on the other end of it. And right now there's a lot of expectation on him, but he's handling it really well. And we saw that bounce back performance. Looking forward to a little bit more of that tonight in front of some home crowd, home cooking, guys.
And he will be facing the Minnesota Twins in front of that home crowd. Their lineup presented by your local Toyota dealer. It's a lineup, as we were saying in the pregame, that has hit quite a few homers, but they have not hit for average, and they've struggled to score at times this year, although they do come in on a little bit of a hot streak, having won 4 of their last 5. Jeff, what do you have for the Ford Keys tonight?
Well, for Spencer, get some length. This bullpen for the Braves was taxed all 3 days in Cincinnati. You could use Spencer to take you into the 7th inning. And offensively, you can have a little bit of patience. The last 3 starts, 8 walks for Sonny Gray, and he's only gone 5 innings, 4 innings, and 5 innings. He throws 6 pitches, so he's going to throw a lot of mix and match at you. You got a chance to get to their bullpen early tonight.
Atlanta, the first team in the National League to 50 wins with a victory yesterday in Cincinnati. Minnesota a game over 500, but they are the leaders in the American League Central. 2 games up with a 40-39 record. Edouard Julien, the designated hitter, will lead it off, and off we go with a 98-mile-per-hour fastball from number 99.
88 at 721.
Balmy and a touch humid here tonight in Atlanta, 88 degrees. Second pitch of the game hit out toward left center, and it will fall for a soft single for Julien.
They made a good pitch, jammed him. Just kind of hit it in no man's land.
The last start against Philadelphia did go the 6 innings, just the 1 run. Phillies did get to him for 8 hits, but when there were runners on base, Spencer was able to collect himself and get out of trouble. Now here's Kirilloff. Good stop by d'Arnaud. And d'Arnaud starting. Sean Murphy back in the lineup yesterday after missing 5 with that hamstring injury, but today with coming back home, pretty quick turnaround with another series, Sean gets the day off.
Yeah, and then you kind of set it up where, you know, he's going to catch tomorrow night, and then of course d'Arnaud will be back in there Wednesday for the day game. You get the off day Thursday, so it kind of allows you to bring Murph, you know, a little slower, which will work well.
The luxury the Braves continue to have at that position. Fastball swung on and missed 2-1.
I mean, Travis had 2 homers, and Friday and Saturday couldn't even sniff the lineup.
It's tough out there right now if you're a Brave trying to get some playing time.
It's a fight to the bat rack.
And as we've said, with Marcell Ozuna doing what he has done in the DH spot, hard to take him out of the lineup. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Twins first baseman Kirilloff. th start of the season for Spencer Strider, and his 2-2 pitch coming. Did he go? Yes, he did. First strikeout of the game for Strider.
I thought he did from up here, man. It looked like he almost went all the way around.
Yeah, no question. Alex Tosi, by the way, is calling the balls and strikes tonight. David Rackley down at third, Tom Hanahan at second, and then Todd Tishner over at first base. Well, with that strikeout, Strider now 137 of them on the season, and that continues to lead all of Major League Baseball. But for the Braves, what a road trip it was, winning 2 in Philly. One of them rained out, and then going to Cincinnati. All 3 games decided by a single run, and the Braves able to win games 2 and 3 of the series to get the victory.
Really the way they did it too, man. They took the Reds' best punch. You know, I mean, they sold out the place 3 straight days, kept coming back, and the Braves still were able to get out of there 2 out of 3.
The 3-game attendance record for Great American Ballpark was broken in that series. They had over 126,000 fans over the 3 days. One-two here to Max Kepler, the right fielder. Downstairs. And now the Braves take on another division leader in the Twins. They have led the AL Central since April 11th. Count goes full. Rocco Baldelli, the skipper. They feel like they've got the best team in the AL Central, and certainly they have a strong case for that. Three-two here to Kepler with a runner going, and it's a ball. So Julian can trot into second, and Kepler down to first. 2 on with 1 out. And now Carlos Correa, the shortstop, hitting cleanup.
Wasn't that bad of a pitch on 3-2. Just missed it off, and you can see Correa done a lot with his glove this year, but scuffling offensively. Just another reason that you look at what Orlando Arcia is able to do here for the Braves, and with how much money he's making, it makes you really appreciate it.
Yeah, Correa and a guy who's not in the lineup for them tonight, Byron Buxton, a couple of pieces they were really counting on offensively. Harris was shaded over there. He'll take it. Boy, I'll tell you what, Kepler was almost to second base. I don't know that Harris could have got him, but he threw to third.
Yeah, I don't know if he saw him. That's what I was trying to see, because he did. Kepler, he thought that ball, I guess, was gapped, and you said it, Brandon. He almost was on second base. I think with Michael's arm, if he let it go, he might have had a chance. Watch this right here. Or did he think there were 2 outs?
That's what I was thinking.
I think he thought there were 2 outs. And then he looked up, saw the guy in front of him standing on the back.
But they are able to get Julian to third, so they're at the corners, and now Willie Castro. Twins trying to scratch something across here in the top of the first inning. Castro with the Tigers the last 4 seasons, now in his first year in Minnesota. Swing and a miss. Well, Spencer does not use that changeup a whole lot, but he went to it there to get a 1-1 count. And 1-2.
He went to it again, and he did it earlier in the game too. I like that. I think for him, you got to start mixing some of these pitches in earlier in the game. You can't just throw fastball and slider, and I think he's starting to realize that, and you saw the type swings he got on that pitch.
See if he can get one more strike here and send us to the home half of the first. Bouncing into d'Arnaud, 2-2. Into this game, he was throwing the changeup Strider 7% of the time.
I'd personally like to see that double almost around that 15% mark.
2 down, 2 on, 2-2 pitch. On a bounce, Ozzy's got it. And the Twins strand 2. The Atlanta Braves coming to the plate. Presented by your local Toyota dealer. It'll look familiar. Doesn't change very much. As we said, d'Arnaud will catch today instead of Sean Murphy. He'll bat 5th. Marcell Ozuna down 1 spot in the order to 6th. And the pitcher is Sonny Gray, who is having one of the best years of his career.
Yeah, again, he's got 6 pitches, kind of just a lot of fastball to off-speed stuff, but got off to a great start this year in April, has come back down a little bit. He's only given up a 118 average in the first inning to opponents.
And you noted those home run numbers. Just the 2 homers all year and none given up on the road. Obviously, that will be tested here tonight against this Braves lineup. And the first man he faces has a 14-game on-base streak, Ronald Acuna Jr. 2-0 is smashed to right. However, Kepler is there a couple steps to his left.
Yeah, that was a good swing. Ball was squared up.
Healthy hack. And now Sonny Gray will deal to Ozzy Albies. Talked about that 6-pitch mix, and he throws everything pretty evenly except for that slow curve there at the bottom.
Yeah. I don't really count that one. The curveball to the slow curve. Guess you could just call that an eephus.
But the 4-seam fastball, he's making a concerted effort to actually use that less. That 22.4% is a career low for Sonny Gray. 2-1 here to Ozzy. Well, with the long road trip, 3 long games, Braves understandably not taking batting practice today, trying to give the guys a little reprieve, Jeff.
The old show and go,
Show and go. Plus, it's hot again today.
It's only going to get hotter this week here.
Ozzy slaps it the other way. Whoa. Well, it ended up working out, but Farmer almost ruined that for Correa, the shortstop.
Correa didn't seem too fazed by Farmer diving in front of him. And you can see such a good glove at shortstop. Knew he had to get rid of that one quick.
And the two-time All-Star was able to make the play. So 2 up and 2 down for Atlanta, and now Austin Riley. Braves will get a break after this 3-game series. The matinee on Wednesday, day off Thursday before the surging Marlins come to town, who continue to hang in there. They lead in the wild card standings, 6 games back of the Braves right now in the NL East.
Fighting fish.
And they have been fighting. With how hot the Braves have been last 20, 17-3, you keep waiting for the Marlins to fall further back, but hanging tough.
That's funny too, because for Minnesota, look, we've talked about it. It was a good trade. Pablo Lopez has been great for them, but when you talk about a team star for offense, I think they would have liked to have a Rise in there.
Yes.
In 401.
Yeah, the Twins dealt him, and it is amazing, still over 400. He won the AL batting title last year with the Twins, but didn't hit anywhere near 400.
No.
Austin needs a check on his bat.
Yeah, if you're a right-handed hitter, you saw what Ronald did, lined it to right field. He throws so much stuff, kind of that cutter, curve away. You kind of, I like the idea of a right-handed hitter thinking right center approach there. Doesn't do a great job. You just saw him try to come in there and missed. Kind of sell out up the middle the other way.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 15th pitch of the first for Gray. Austin to short, another chance for Carlos Correa. 3 up, 3 down. We march to the 2nd.
Travis d'Arnaud and Sean Murphy, and how Travis had a home run Friday, home run Saturday, and then Sean comes in and plays on Sunday, goes 2 for 4 with an RBI. I actually talked to Travis d'Arnaud about it a little bit earlier. He said it's cool with us because it's like iron sharpens iron. We have a great relationship. We help each other out. If he's playing, I watch from the pitcher's view, and Sal Fasano is watching from the side. We put our heads together and all work together, and honestly, it makes us both the best that we can be at our position. It's really cool to see the 1A, 1B tandem that they are, guys.
Yeah, and you see Sean and Sal over there watching the game together.
And again, it starts to heat up here. Those guys are going to appreciate the days off.
Absolutely.
Something d'Arnaud's done a good job with, though, from 21 to 22, 23, hitting 343 off the fastball this year. He was 275 last year, and then 193 in 21, the year they won the World Series.
He just had a great series in Cincinnati, great road trip, really, as he continues to do his thing. And a great clubhouse guy. You hear that from every member of the team. Donovan Solano, the second baseman, awaits a 2-1. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, this is a matchup between these two that does not happen very often. In fact, their last meeting was in 2019. But the Twins have never been to Truist Park until tonight. And now that means the Cleveland Guardians are the only team in the major leagues that have never visited this facility since it opened in 2017. It stays 2-2. As the Twins' last visit to Atlanta was 2016, final year at Turner. Well, with the bullpen taxed, as you talked about, Jeff, a little bit of a longer inning there in the first. Good start here as Strider's able to strike out Solano to begin the second.
Nice slider down. Again, I just think if he can throw that and the changeup a little bit more, it's going to make that fastball that much more effective. And it's tough to ask him to rely on fastball every start because there's times your arm's just not going to feel it.
First pitch swinging here, Gallo. Straightaway center field, and that ball gets out of here. But Joey Gallo, who has really been struggling for Minnesota, finds his stroke here against Spencer Strider and makes it a 1-0 game.
Yeah, he jumped all over that first pitch. Fastball, big power, a lot of swing and miss, but big power. Now, that's something Spencer, 12 runs now and 54 innings pitched for him. The last 54 innings pitched.
And you look back, you think of that home run number you just gave this year, Jeff. In 2022, Strider only gave up 7 homers and 131 innings pitched. Olsen over in foul ground, and he's got it off the bat of Kyle Farmer.
Well, and this kind of the example, you just said it. He also only gave up 6 home runs on fastballs in 22. This year now, with that one to Gallo, it's his 11th home run he's given up on fastballs. So, look, Spencer's got one of the elite fastballs, and that's what I think you listen to Rick Kranitz just talk. If he can mix in a few more just with it of off speed, he's going to be really tough to hit.
Dealing to Ryan Jeffers now. Ooh. Ozzie was in the right spot. Thankfully, Strider was able to get out of the way. Gallo with a homer. It's 1-0. Red hot in Cincinnati, hitting a homer in all 3 games. He now is tied atop the majors with Shohei Ohtani with 25 round trippers. He is our Georgian Natural Gas Greener Life Impact Player. We'll take a look at some numbers here after this first pitch. It's been impressive, to say the least, Jeff.
Well, his last 10 hits have all gone for extra bases. Since June 5th, he's got the most home runs in extra base all of baseball.
Not too shabby. 7 homers in his last 9. The other thing for Matt, Eddie Rosario's power has picked up. Marcell Ozuna obviously started slow. He has picked up. But Matt Olson has just been steady. In April, he had 8 homers. In May, he had 9. Now he's got 8 more in June. And the 1-2 pitch, a little bit low, 2-2.
He's kind of settled into that cleanup spot pretty nice.
I would say so. Yeah, he hit second in the first 68 games, and down the order and having a lot of success. Here, out to left center. Well, who wants it? Looked like a little indecision, but ultimately it's taken into the glove of Gallo.
Yeah, it was kind of a late little call, wasn't it?
And now d'Arnaud to face Sonny Gray. Those 2 homers that Gray has given up over 81 innings, it's by far the lowest rate in the majors among qualified pitchers. And he didn't give up his first homer until this month, his 12th start on June the 3rd.
It's pretty impressive.
Incredibly impressive. Their pitching has carried them. 3.66 team ERA. 3rd best in the majors behind the Astros and the Rays. d'Arnaud fouls it off. It stays 0-2. Gallo with a homer in the top of this inning. 1 out. Here's a 1-2 to Travis, and fouled off again. Jeff, the season is long. You have a lot of turnarounds like this, but as a player, what do you remember after a tough road trip, long road trip, getting around playing the next day? What's that like to try to get back on the horse?
Well, the hardest thing is you wake up today and you feel like, man, I got to go to the field in a couple hours, but these guys know how to do it. They know, hey, at this time in 48 hours, they'll get all that Wednesday night, all day Thursday night, and Friday, and that'll kind of run them to the All-Star break. It's just, like I said, you get used to it. I know you're not used to it. I know I'm not used to it anymore.
But you remember.
But believe it or not.
Well, you make a good point, though. You've got the day and a half off coming up, but the All-Star break looming. I'm sure the guys have that in the back of their minds that, hey, we've got a reprieve coming.
For sure. And I will tell you this, I think they do a much better job now than, gosh, 15, 20 years ago of, hey, let's not hit BP today. It's okay to take a day off and just show up and play.
d'Arnaud gets it by Farmer. That's a really good at bat for Travis d'Arnaud. He battled.
So I say you really couldn't ask for 2 catchers to just step up. Lauren was talking about it a few minutes ago, and it is. It's 1A, 1B. They're both just putting up good ABs, and either one in there, you feel like they're going to get a couple knocks every night.
First base runner for Atlanta in this ball game, and now Marcell Ozuna. As Sonny Gray faces the Braves for the 6th time in his career, first time as a Minnesota Twin. Faced him twice as he was an Oakland A, and then 3 times when he was with the Cincinnati Reds. He gets out in front of Marcell Ozuna, 0-2 there on the sweeper. Ooh, got Travis d'Arnaud leaning. Travis was surprised. Let's see if Snit wants to take a look at it. Todd Tishner punched him out, and they will not review it.
Didn't think I was going to see that.
I did not either. Obviously not a big stolen base candidate, just caught him napping a little bit. That was a good quick move by Gray.
It was, and I still wonder if he for sure got him or if it's one of those situations maybe he got back, but it was close enough that you're like, we're not going to lose our challenge on the catcher getting thrown out of first base.
Yeah, wondering the same thing. Because again, you got to review it quicker this year. If you don't have something definitive, maybe that's one you just pass on in the 2nd inning. So now base is empty, 2 down, 2-2. Did not go, and the count runs full.
You know, we see it so much, but that's been the biggest difference for Marcell too. Just pitch selection, laying off those type pitches. Earlier in the season, man, he was going after those all the time.
And another homer in the Cincy series. Swings and misses there at the curveball, and that will send us to the 3rd inning.
I think Spencer's going to be okay, Brandon, but might have to change his drawers between innings a little bit. Look at this right here. He tells him, I'm okay. I'm good.
Scared me up here
God,
for him.
Man, that thing when it was hit, he did kind of the Matrix move too, like
little Keanu Reeves action.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Ozzie was played perfectly. He didn't have to move. Spencer did.
But you can tell offensively what these guys are coming. They're hitting the heater. They're not going to miss a heater day. Only 2 swing and misses on the heater, where he's got 3 on the changeup and 4 on the slider so far this game.
Well, that continues the discussion you brought up. It will be interesting to see as the season progresses, Jeff, his pitch mix and how it changes, if it changes. 2-1 here, and he gets a called strike on the outside corner.
I think he's already throwing, what, 6 changeups now tonight, 5 or 6?
Yeah, so he's mixing in more, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you do 7%, he throws one more in 100 pitches, he's at it. So
he's got a 3-2 count here on Eddie Julien. There is the arsenal in this game.
So there's closer to that 14-15% we were talking about.
Payoff pitch, got him. Third strikeout for Strider, 1 away.
And when you see a guy go after a pitch like that, he is geared up for the fastball. And it's just a slider down. It's not nasty. It's not perfectly located. It's just down in the zone. You're gearing up for 98. That's going to be a swing and a miss.
He also got this guy Kirilloff to strike out in the first inning. Throws him the gas, 0-1. This will fall in front of Eddie Rosario. A 1-out single, and Alex Kirilloff is 1 for 2.
Well, you know, when you throw as hard as Spencer is able to, you're going to get a couple of those a game. Just jam jobs that you make the perfect pitch and kind of just throw it in the outfield.
Now, we've seen a couple of those already. Fastball misses outside here to Max Kepler, who walked in the first inning. Kepler, who has been with the Twins his entire career, he's been a mainstay in right field since all the way back in 2016. Harris, a little backing over to his right. And he waits and takes in the shadows of Truist Park for the second out.
I think one thing nice for Spencer tonight too so far is he's getting some earlier contact and counts, not having to work it so deep. Only a couple 3-2 counts.
He has only worked beyond the 7th inning one time this year because of all that swing and miss stuff and that pitch count getting higher early in the game. Throws the fastball by Carlos Correa there. But the opposite of that is Spencer has only exited before the 5th inning one time because he's, for the most part, has been really effective. Painted the inside corner, 0-2. Try to get him to chase that slider, but he did not. Correa hitting cleanup tonight. Former World Series champ with the Astros. Tried that slider again. He did not go around, and the count evens up.
He almost got him to bite on that one. If it was up a tad more, probably could have got him to swing. But see, this is where I think now you don't have to throw a fastball here just because you've thrown 2 sliders. You can go again, get a little more of the plate, and you might get him to roll over.
Hey, or swing and miss.
Yeah, one of the 2.
4 strikeouts through 3 for Strider. Eddie Rosario leading off the home half of the third. Let's look at our fresh stats brought to you by Febreze. June Eddie has been the best kind of Eddie, Jeffrey.
Well, look, the home run, you love 8 home runs in June. But I also look at the average, 357. He's getting hits. This month he's hitting 339 versus right-handed pitching.
See if he can add to that total here with the righty Sonny Gray on the mound. Facing his former team, Eddie with the Twins, debuted with them in 2015, was with them through 2020. Of course, there's been a lot of turnover, but still some familiar faces on that other side for Eddie Rosario. Eddie did face the Twins when he was with Cleveland the first half of 2021, but he has not faced them as a Brave. Strike on the outside corner, 2-2. And he swung on and missed. Thought he might trot down to first, but he does not, and there is one away here in the bottom of the third. Back-to-back strikeouts for Sonny Gray.
Orlando, I thought his last 2 at-bats yesterday were a really good sign. I think getting a little pull happy, and he smoked that ball to right and then kind of lined out to left with the bases loaded.
Here he goes to right. Long run toward the corner, and a nice play out there by Kepler. But another good sign.
Yeah, going the other way. Man, they had him shaded all the way over there.
I don't even know if that was going to stay fair, but yeah, 9 times out of 10, that's extra bases.
That's not caught, at least.
And now the final man in the Braves order, Michael Harris II.
Yeah, last 17 games, 409 with 10 extra base hits. He has been red hot. Flipping that lineup back over to Ronald.
And raising that average right around the 250 mark when he was sub 200. Fouled off into the Braves dugout. Well, so far this feels a little bit different than the Cincinnati series.
Just a little bit. You can see what makes Sonny so tough is he just mixes all those pitches up. It's hard to kind of get aggressive on him.
Harris waits back and shoots this out to deep right, off the wall. Stand up double, Michael Harris.
What a great piece hitting here. Gets just enough of this curveball. Stays through it beautifully and lines it off the wall. The ball carried, huh?
It did. I'm going to attribute that to his increased golf play.
That's the golf swing.
You know, that
yep.
Like a nice, easy 8-iron. So Harris in scoring position. First extra base hit tonight for Atlanta. And here is Acuna. The All-Star Ronald Acuna. Keep voting, by the way. Second phase has just begun. MLB.com/vote to get everybody else on the Braves team there. Sonny Gray with a career low 2.56 ERA, having a solid season. See if the Braves can scratch something across here against the right-hander in the third inning. top of the zone, strike 1-2. Ronald hit it solidly in the first, but it went right out to Kepler in right field. Backing out of play.
Sticking with that kind of sinker end on Ronald. It's 4 straight fastballs. That one was a cutter, I think.
It's hard to keep track.
It is with him.
You know. Puts it on the ground as Ronald. And Correa throws across. Well, Sonny Gray so far has silenced this red-hot Atlanta offense. Braves baseball on Bally Sports is presented by Truist. Temperatures in the upper 80s here. Top of the 4th. 1-0 Minnesota leading Atlanta. Only run of this game off the Joey Gallo Soto homer in the second. Now Strider back to work here to face Castro, Solano, and Gallo in the 4th.
Another changeup.
Continuing to use that more. Next pitch will be his 50th. Softly to left. Eddie coming in, and he's got it for the first out.
Well, let me tell you why the off speed for Spencer is so important right here. We're going to take Carlos Correa, for instance. One of the better players in the game. I'm going to take you how a hitter thinks. Okay, fastball. He swung through it, paints one here. Now he's 0-2. He's thinking, okay, I laid off that one. He almost goes on this one. As a hitter now, Correa's selling out fastball. He's saying he's throwing me 2 sliders in a row. This guy throws 70% fastballs. Here he comes, and all Spencer does is throw another slider and gets an easy swing and miss from a good hitter.
So anytime a pitcher like Strider, especially early in his career, can kind of mix up what the book says, it's probably helpful.
Well, you look, hitters, when a guy's throwing 98, 99, majority hitters have to cheat a little bit. They got to get started early. And I don't want to say guess necessarily, but they got to kind of commit sometimes. Well, after 2 fastballs, one that he blew by you and took one, and you don't chase 2 sliders. As a hitter in Correa's mind, he's saying, he thinks I've seen this, I'm not going to go on it, so he's ready for the fastball. Well, what happens? He throws a slider and he swings and misses by 6 inches.
Well, he got 2 fastballs by Solano, and then he tried the slider there 1-2.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying. Now, you know, and I'm not saying every hitter's different. Correa can get hot. He can pound that fastball. You don't have to pitch everybody that way.
Ooh, 99 just missed.
But Correa sold out. That's the only reason you swing at that pitch that he did. If he was thinking, here comes the heater.
Strider looking for his 5th strikeout tonight. I think he just got it. Yep. Slider, perfect location. Solano has struck out in both at bats tonight. Not much he could do with that.
No. That's what I'm saying. Fastball, fastball, slider, fastball, slider. Just doing a good job of mixing tonight.
Strider has had at least 6 strikeouts in all 15 of his starts this year, and he's one away from having a half dozen yet again. See if everybody's okay. Alex Tosi, the home plate umpire.
I think it sounded like Travis was saying it hit him up under the chin.
Travis is giving him some time. You can tell that one got Tosi pretty good. There's always that close relationship and respect between an umpire and a catcher. Boy, it did.
Oh, right, yeah. Till he hoses you and calls strike 3 on you. Then you're like, yeah, that's over with.
Well, then you don't send him the holiday card anymore.
Yeah. I ain't checking on you anymore.
This is the guy that hit the solo homer, Gallo, in the 2nd inning. But the last 21 games for Gallo before that homer, hitting 127 with 37 strikeouts.
Yeah, that's usually what he does. Hits a home run
or does that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to say it before and I didn't want to, you know.
No, you played it
there
well.
It goes.
6 Ks for Strider.
I think the number one's Hank Aaron. I think that's no doubter. And you know, being a third baseman, Chipper Jones and Dale Murphy. I think those are three solid ones.
Check out Frenchie's full combo over a beer with Austin Riley, presented by Coors Light, on our social channels as they chat about everything both on and off the field.
Should have been called over beers.
Plural. By the way, really appreciate the invitation, Jeffrey. It was great to be there with you for that.
You know what? You had just gotten hired. I tried to reach out to you, never called me back, and so I just figured, you know.
That's a great way to lie. Oh, 2 balls were just thrown at Sonny Gray at the same time, by the way, as Austin Riley looks on. The umpire, Alex Tosi, and the catcher, Jeffers, threw a ball at the same time.
Look, they're all laughing. No, you did answer.
I did answer.
But we didn't know each other
First
yet.
time you called me.
Yeah, we did.
It was just this random number. I said, you know, I have a feeling I should answer this.
Best decision of your life.
I was going to say top 7 worst decisions I've made, but yeah, and off we went.
We had a lot of fun on that day, though, doing that with Austin.
Yeah, it's really cool, honestly. 0-1 pitch here to Ozzie. Hits it to his counterpart, Solano. But I think, Jeff, just to see those guys in kind of a light where they're looser, they're more relaxed, it's fun.
Yeah. And you know, you've started to see it now when you're on the road. You get to know these guys. You spend time with them. You get to know their families. And, you know, Austin, it's been fun to watch him develop, have a kid, start a family here in Atlanta, and continue to thrive.
The Mississippi native digs in. He is 0 for 1. He grounded out to Correa back in the first. I was talking to him a couple weeks ago about his high school football days. He was a punter.
Oh, yeah. It still blows me away that he punted.
He played quarterback too, but then the quarterback that was there was good, and so he went the punting route.
I was just more on the line of, like, you know, defensive end, tight
Absolutely.
end, maybe even a little fullback action.
But I bet when he gets a hold of it, he can send the big skin a long way.
Yeah.
Well, his dad, Mike Riley, was also a punter back in the day at Mississippi State. So a little bit of a family tradition.
He did, but I just thought maybe punter slash.
Yes, something else.
That's why he stayed healthy.
2-0 pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner.
There was some ribbing during that interview about the punting.
Oh, I bet.
You know that.
Now, I was a high school kicker, but that you can understand, right? That fits the mold a little more. Riley scorches it up the middle. Even though Solano was cheating, he still couldn't get to it. And Riley's got a 1-out single.
Mel sends it right back up the middle. 110 off the bat. And look at Solano, as far over as you can possibly go. By you. Yeah, I mean, you fit the mold of kicker.
Yeah, just 160 pounds of steel.
Exactly.
Yep. Olson, stay hot, Matt Olson. He just continues to rake. And now the Braves have something brewing here in the fourth.
Man, what a break, too, because this was close, very close, Brandon, to a double play. He hit this ball so hard. Ooh, right by the glove.
That one was 106 off the bat, so 110 off of the bat of Riley, 106 from Olson, and the runners are at the corners here with 1 out. Now Travis d'Arnaud. Could be 2. Slow hit, though. Get down there, Travis. Yep, beat it out. Didn't matter. It gets by Kirilloff. Riley scores. Ball game tie.
And the ball went in the dugout, so d'Arnaud's going to get second. Even better. Sometimes it pays not to hit the ball hard. And that was a perfect example. Good job by Matt going hard into second. Just to maybe disrupt this a little bit. Good news is Travis had it beat out either way.
So he's in scoring position for Marcell Ozuna. Big swing for Marcell there at the curveball. Ozuna struck out swinging in the second inning.
Gotta believe that's going to be an error on the first baseman, right?
I would think so. I think they said throwing error. Yep, they got that on Solano and not on Kirilloff.
They watched the same thing we watched.
Ooh, Correa, little snow cone action at short on a hot night in Atlanta. But the Braves tie it up. All tied up at 1 apiece. Brandon Gaudin, Jeff Francoeur, Lauren Jabara, excuse me, Lauren, with you from the ballpark here. First of 3, Braves and Twins.
It's not easy to say. I give you credit.
No, it is. It is easy. I just wanted to make sure she was awake down there.
Brandon, it was a good try, though. It was a good try. A for effort.
Hey. I just figured I'd get you involved here, Lauren. We hadn't heard from you in a couple innings. I worry about you. There's a strike to Kyle Farmer. 8-9-1 here for the Twins.
It's funny, when they acquired Kyle Farmer this past offseason from the Reds, thought it was going to be obviously a lot more playing time, because they thought Correa was on the way out, and then Correa kind of fell back in their lap, so they've had to get creative a little bit to get him some time.
Third base tonight for Farmer, and he is going down looking. 99 from number 99 for his 7th strikeout tonight.
That's nasty right there. 99 right on the corner. That's where you just go back to the dugout and you say, well, he's better than I am.
And Farmer, the Atlanta native, back home, 0 for 2. And here's Ryan Jeffers. He platoons at catcher with Christian Vasquez, and getting the start tonight. Call at the top of the zone on the slider. 0-2. Dating back to last inning, Strider has struck out 3 in a row. Did not chase the slider there. Jeffers stays away from it. Stayed off again. They'll check, but he didn't go. 66 pitches now for Spencer. Well, we're not even at the All-Star break, but he's 15 now, 16 starts in. You're looking at the numbers. The modern era Braves record for strikeouts in a season is by John Smoltz, 276 back in '96. Strider's on pace to break it. Doesn't get the strikeout, but he will get the out.
He's doing everything you wanted him to do here tonight as far as one of my keys, getting length. He's great on the pitch count right now, and he's mixing up pitches. I think the best we've seen all year, hands down.
Well, it really seems like he has made an adjustment from those last few starts, in particular the starts that he struggled with the Mets and then against Detroit.
Well, we hear all the time it's tough to tell a guy needs to change something when he's punching 12 guys out and not really struggling at all. And now you see this at bat's a perfect example. Third time through lineup, slider first pitch, change up second pitch. Now you got 3 different ways you can go about getting them out or even setting them up.
Slider downstairs. Sal's got his hat kicked to the side. Looking for an 8K. Fouled down the left field line. He's gone slider, changeup, four-seamer. And missed outside there, went back to the changeup. Kirilloff bats second in the order. He would be next if we get that far. But Strider trying to take care of Julien. Yep. How about a little frozen pizza on a muggy night in Atlanta?
There it is.
8 Ks for Spencer. We're halfway home. Well, as we go to the bottom of the fifth, we're going to show you just how good this Braves offense has been this June. This is our Crystal Now You Know feature of the game. 7 runs per game here in June in 2023. Second most behind the July of 2006 squad. I think you were on that team.
I think I was.
You had some good friends on that squad, right?
We did. See, I had 5 home runs that month. Chipper, Adam LaRoche, B-Mac, and Andrew all had 7 that month.
But this June, obviously from those numbers continues to be good. And the pitching has not been, if you look at the numbers, amazing for the Braves in June, but it's been good enough. The bullpen been pretty solid.
When you put up those kind of numbers, you just have to be okay.
Yes. Yeah.
On the other side of the pillow.
Hold serve, as they say. And Eddie Rosario has been red hot in June. But here he falls victim to a very good shortstop in Carlos Correa. Lauren, you have a question?
Absolutely, I do. I'm just sitting down here pondering. Frenchie, did you write that down? Did you go back and research your stats? How did you remember?
Well, our great producer Gretchen Caney gives us this stuff, but
yeah,
you know, were you in elementary school in 06 when I did that?
Oh, okay. At least middle school. Come on now. Don't do me dirty like that.
We joke, but she really might have been. I don't.
That's what I'm trying to do the math.
That's what, 17 years ago.
Yeah.
Orlando Arcia is 0 for 1 tonight. Strike called on the outside corner there from Sonny Gray. Well, Strider has been good. There's the highest month winning percentage since 1900, by the way, for the Braves.
Wow.
How about that? So there's 4 games left this month. If the Braves could win all 4, bump up to the top of the list. Fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Braves shortstop. Well, Michael Harris hit it off the wall, but this start is kind of how Sonny Gray's season has gone. He's kept the ball in the park, and he's been able to keep runs off the board for the most part. Two-time All-Star, once with Oakland, once in Cincinnati.
I feel like both sides tonight been a well-pitched ball game. Kind of breath of fresh air after this past weekend in Cincinnati.
Those were 3 very entertaining games, but 3 very long games. Oh, yeah, there's a strike. That was a pretty good pitch from Sonny Gray, and Arcia is 0 for 2.
I'm sure Snit is probably enjoying just having a game where he doesn't have to think so much, at least yet.
Well, those 3 games were 3 of the 8 longest games of the season for the Braves, and they went back to back to back. Yes. 309, 313, and 328 were the game lengths there in Cincinnati. And Michael Harris is 2 for 2. A double in the 3rd, a single here with 2 outs in the 5th.
Tell you what's so great too, Brandon, is it makes you appreciate. We saw Austin Riley go through the ups and downs. You come up, you win the Rookie of the Year. You go to spring training, you think, I'm going to pick up right where I left off. You look up 6 weeks in the season and you're hitting $150. And to see him make the adjustments now and come back and do it, the confidence is back, the swag's back.
And to battle through that lower back injury, the knee jam.
I can promise this, there's no other team in the league getting that kind of production from the 9-hole.
Nope. So Michael at first, and a 1-0 pitch coming now to Ronald Acuna Jr. But that series in Cincinnati, I thought Austin Riley had the best quote to sum it up, Jeff. He said, I just felt like I played 3 football games back to back to back days. Just because it was such an emotional slugfest, hot weather.
Punting, though? Is that, I mean, you know.
No, I think there he's playing defensive end in Cincinnati.
Right.
Yeah.
And there we go.
Gets the call 2-1.
Man, there's just so many moments in those games where the momentum shifted and shifted and shifted. And again, 3 one-run games.
That one trails inside. 3 balls and a strike to Ronald. That's a walk. Harris to second, Acuna down to first. Our Xfinity game changer feature, Ozzie Albies. Jeff, you mentioned how good he's been against righties. This month against right-handed pitching, his OPS is over 1.
Yeah, sitting 304 versus right-handed pitching this month, which again is this month's the best in his career for OPS and walks.
He's got a chance to give the Braves their first lead of the night here in the home half of the 5th.
44 two-out runs in April, 33 in May, and now 57 in June. And again, still 3.5 games left in this month.
And when you're getting that type of 2-out production, that's when you know your offense is going good. Sonny Gray trying to get out of it. 0-2 pitch. Runners will advance, but did he go? I think he did. And that will end the inning. It was a late signal on the strikeout from home plate umpire Alex Tosi, but the side is retired and it remains 1-1. Ozzie tried to stop, he just couldn't. Member Appreciation Week. A-list members receive access to their very own exclusive members-only gate so they can get in and out of Truist Park in a breeze. Big thanks to all our members. If you're interested in becoming a member, you have to join the wait list, but you can do that now. Braves.com/waitlist.
Tim Hudson in the house tonight, huh?
How about that?
Yeah, seen a good pitching matchup.
And Jeff Francoeur in the house seeing a good pitching matchup as well as we go to the 6th inning. A pair of division leaders squaring off here. Alex Kirilloff chases one outside. Another changeup. Well, he has gotten ahead of hitters tonight. Eight strikeouts. The season high was 13 against the Marlins back on April 24th. Now he has 9. Frenchie, he has struck out 5 of the last 6 Twins.
Well, and you talk about getting in a nice little rhythm and groove. First pitch changeup, second pitch fastball away, got him a little late to foul off, and then climbed the ladder on him.
Kepler at the knees.
We talked about it. He's throwing 11 changeups tonight now.
And then he starts Kepler off with a really nice slider. Kepler has walked, and then he flew out to center back in the third. Olson on a couple of bounces. 2 away. Here's a quick message from Texas Pete.
Welcome to the tribe. The Texas Pete tried and true. Texas Pete, sauce like you mean it.
Here's Correa. Jeff started to mention it, but he was on the market after last year as a free agent.
3 different times.
It was bizarre. Had contracts with the Giants and the Mets, and both fell apart due to failed physicals, and ultimately came back to Minnesota on a 6-year, $200 million deal.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that, especially twice.
Yeah, you think maybe once, but very rare to have that happen 2 times. He's 0 for 2 tonight is the Twins shortstop. But we've seen his defense tonight. You know what he can do. He's a proven commodity at this level.
And maybe the best arm at shortstop too. Just offensively hasn't done what you're used to seeing.
Big swing and miss. 2-2. Truist Park hoping for Strider to hit 10 strikeouts. Broken bat. Look out. Caught the ball, dodged the barrel.
Wow.
Left with a stub onto the bottom of the 6th. Hey, the final week of the 2023 Scotts MLB All-Star Ballot is here. Go to MLB.com/vote or scan that QR code on the screen. It'll take you right there. Mention that Acuna is locked in. Arcia and Murphy lead the shortstop and catcher positions in votes. And then you've got this man, Austin Riley, Ozzie Albies, Matt Olson, and Michael Harris, who are in contention as well. So get there and vote. MLB.com/vote.
Phase 2.
Phase 2 and the final phase.
Final phase.
Austin smoked a single at 110 miles per hour off the bat last time up in the 4th inning.
I'd be interested to see, Spencer gives you maybe one more inning. How Snit attacks the 8th and 9th. You got to believe there's a good chance Anderson, Mentor, and Iglesias are probably all down today.
Backhanded by Solano. Was cheating up the middle, and again this time he got him. So there's one away in the bottom of the 6th. Well, that bullpen taxed so much that's one of the reasons today that A.J. Smith-Shawver sent down to Gwinnett. Derek Rodriguez, a reliever from Gwinnett, was called up here today, Frenchie.
Yeah. I mean, you got to get a fresh arm, get someone else that has that ability.
Lauren, you have more on that move?
Yeah, that's exactly what Snit said, and he said he talked to AJ about it too, and it was just, hey, we're going to keep him in the same rotation, get him a couple more low pressure reps down there to help him build up a little bit more, but they also just needed that depth in the bullpen, especially after the last couple of games and how heavily they were used.
Center fielder Castro takes care of Olson. That also means there's an open spot on Wednesday where AJ would have started. There's been no announcement. Michael Soroka would be on regular rest if the Braves wanted to bring him up. I'm just saying it's a possibility, Jeffrey. That's
wow. Okay. All right. We need to get between innings, get to look, see that the Reds for sure had to make a move in their bullpen today before they went to Baltimore, right?
We were joking because when we got to the airport yesterday, the Reds plane was there as well, that all of those relievers would have ice bags on their arms.
Walking up
as they boarded the plane. Ooh, generous strike call. Yeah, a lot of work for those guys the last couple of days in Cincinnati. d'Arnaud lays off 1 and 2.
Yeah, they picked up 2 guys. Figure they had to.
Well, it has been a mix and match season for pitching for the Reds. d'Arnaud fouls it off. They've obviously got the offense, the young talent, the speed. As we talked about during that series, it'll just be a question, do they have the pitching to get to the postseason?
Our boy Randy Wynn got optioned.
Made his debut.
Let's see.
You know what? He was pretty effective.
I told you, 2 strikes.
For him. Yeah, he just threw strikes. And d'Arnaud down swinging.
Sorry, DFA'd. Not even option.
On to the 7th inning, 1-1.
Xfinity game break. Braves ace Max Fried, who's been out since early May with that left forearm strain, is now ramping up his recovery with some bullpen sessions. He threw another one today pre-game, and Snit said he's continuing the process. He's feeling good along the way. After this, guys, followed by facing hitters in live BP, and then a minor league rehab assignment. His return remains sometime still after the All-Star break, but definitely another step in the right direction and definitely a positive sign for the Atlanta Braves pitching rotation and Braves ace Max Fried.
I just love, even if it's not to live hitters, seeing him in that bullpen throwing.
Yeah.
That's a nice sign.
And obviously probably feeling good because he's continuing taking steps in the right direction.
As Lauren said, the target sometime after the All-Star break. Earliest he could return is July 5th, but unlikely to see him until the second half. Willie Castro is the batter. A little cue ball shot to Austin Riley. Strider with 9 strikeouts in this game, Jeff.
Yeah, and you see here, we're going to take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. He's been doing it by that slider down in the zone, and then for the most part, fastballs a little bit elevated. And as we talked about, he's thrown 14% changeups tonight. That would be the highest usage that he's done since his first start in the big leagues. Last May 30th against the Diamondbacks.
That's really something. It's good to see that he's having success with it too.
And all 12 changeups have been to left-handed hitters. And again, I think as he continues to mature, you'll see him maybe be able to sprinkle that into right-handed hitters too.
Now he faces Solano. Strider's just given up the solo homer to Gallo back in the second inning. High in the air to Acuna. Play your game, Ronald. Play your game. Stay tuned for the stretch presented by Georgia Natural Gas coming up after one more out. Well, you can't say Ronald doesn't have fun out there.
Yeah. You just hope he didn't deke Michael Harris. Michael comes sprinting all the way.
Over, yeah. Come on, buddy. Here is Joey Gallo, who hit that homer. Outside of that Gallo homer, just 2 soft singles for Minnesota against Strider. That's it. The Cracker Jack is piled up and ready to go out into the stands here after one more out.
Been a while.
Yeah, you might want to stretch. Why don't you stand up, walk around a little bit. 1-2.
Another swing and miss on a changeup.
These are 92 pitches.
Heck yeah.
I mean,
no, I'm thinking exactly what you're thinking.
Let's take care of business here first. A little high.
And for the most part, you know, you hear Glaff talk about it a lot. Stress-free pitches tonight. I mean, he's been on a nice little groove.
Little in. Kyle Farmer would be next. Here's the payoff pitch. And he missed low. So he had him, but Gallo able to battle back with a good eye and take the 2-out walk. Now here's a word from Zaxby's.
Zaxby's Southwest Salad is more than just a salad. It's a flavor fiesta.
So Farmer will bat this inning. Fastball misses. I mentioned he's an Atlanta native, born here back in August of 1990. 1 year before these two teams met in the World Series. 1-1.
You can tell that arm's feeling good tonight too.
The pop is there. A couple starts ago, we discussed how the fastball velocity was down a tick. That is not the case tonight. 1-2. Crowd getting behind number 99. Pumped it up to 99, 2-2.
Yeah, make your 100th pitch your best one.
That's right. Strider deals. Struck him out. 10 strikeouts for Strider. He makes it through the 7th inning for the 2nd time this season as we head to the stretch.
The Stretch is brought to you by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life.
Welcome into the Stretch, presented by Georgia Natural Gas. Trevor Scales, Chris Bentley, Pete Moylan outside kicking it on the battery with you. And after the Braves rattled off 24 runs over the course of a weekend, of course, we're sitting at 1 apiece. It's just how the game goes when it comes to baseball, Chris Bentley, but that is not to take away anything from either one of these pitchers absolutely balling out of control this evening.
You said it. This is a pitching matchup. This is a clinic in how to pitch. Spencer Strider, stuff-wise, my goodness, he's on just like the last start, up to 10 punchies, pitched to the 7th, so much more efficient than the last few starts as well, keeping the walks down. And Sonny Gray, Moylo.
Sonny Gray's been pretty dominant. He's been kind of nasty. Obviously, I want to spend a little bit of time talking about Spencer because the way that he's turned this around the last 2 weeks has kind of been impressive, to be honest. I was in Detroit. I saw his face. I saw the way that he was getting down on himself. I saw the way that he felt about his own performance in that game. And the last 2 weeks have been a complete turnaround. And I can say with complete honesty, he's back, guys.
Look, when you get the Peter Moylan endorsement that you are back, take that as certified, stamp. You know it's already in there. It's written as law. Let's get you back to some more Braves baseball after a quick word from our friends at Georgia Natural Gas.
Ready to play ball with a new gas company? Georgia Natural Gas knocks it out of the park with simple service and great rates. And when it comes to helping the environment, GNG's Greener Life program makes it as easy as paying your gas bill. Sign up with a home team today at gng.com.
1-1 game, bottom of the 7th.
You just threw a kind bar out the window, by the way.
Well, we had gone through the Cracker Jack. I threw some Deep River barbecue chips and a kind bar down there.
I'll take the barbecue chips, kind bar. Save it for the morning. And I think that tells you Strider's done after that 7. But
yeah.
What a great night.
Boy, it was.
Now let's get him a run and get him a win.
Marcell Ozuna will start it off. Sonny Gray trending toward this being his last inning. He's at 89 pitches. Just really encouraging, though, to see Spencer Strider. Yes, the 1 run in Philadelphia only gave up, but gave up quite a few hits. This time, just 3 hits today.
We agree, too. Just mixed it up beautifully tonight.
Ozuna fouls it off. 2 balls and a strike to Marcell. You mentioned Seinfeld yesterday. Strider, huge Seinfeld fan. He had the Seinfeld shirt on that he was wearing on the plane yesterday.
I saw that.
A little bit up. So now you've got a hitter's count here to the Braves DH. Ozuna gets into one. Gone. Braves have the lead. There's the hand dance. He continues to stay red hot, and the Braves are on top.
Couldn't ask for a better time to give Sonny Gray his first home run on the road this year. 3-1 cutter, Marcell. So powerful, we saw him go deep and Cincy to right field, and here drives it into the chop house.
Strider loves it, as you said. Now a chance of getting a win. Eddie was thinking back-to-back. Did he just play the flute? I think he did. Well, if you were with us in Cincinnati when the Eddie chants would be echoed from the Braves fans, the Reds fans would then boo to drown them out, but no one's drowning out the Eddie chants here. Tap to second. Nice glove flip there from Solano. Couple more looks at Marcell's homer.
You know, you go back, that 2-1 pitch, what a huge call. Just up out of the zone. They balled it 3-1. So Gray got a little more aggressive. Something out over the plate. Marcell last time smoked it. And Correa robbed him, or it could have been an RBI this time. Hit it out of the stadium. Poppy stays hot.
He does indeed. Marcell Ozuna, since May 1st, now has 14 home runs. And as you said, it breaks Sonny Gray's streak. He had not allowed a homer on the road since September of last season. At third base, Farmer takes it on a high hop. Low throw. Now they say Kirilloff kept that foot on the bag. It was close.
I think he had it. A couple throws over there tonight. Yeah.
Earlier in the game, they did change that air on the d'Arnaud at bat away from Solano and gave it to the first baseman Kirilloff. Well, here's a visit to the mound with 2 outs. Bullpen getting hot. A message now from Alpha Insurance.
Hit a home run on your insurance needs with Alpha.
Long conversation. Pitching coach Pete Mackey, who took over July of last year in that role, is still talking to Sonny Gray, and now he departs. Well, Harris has a double and a single. Was that as simple as how do you want to approach this guy?
I think a little bit of that, but maybe also given that a time for that arm in the bullpen. He probably doesn't want Ronald to see him for a 4th time.
99th pitch of the night. There's a ball inside to Harris. Meanwhile, McHugh is ready. One pitch. Harris off the glove of Kirilloff. Safe. Michael signaled before he arrived. He's 3 for 3.
He did. He was letting him know as he ran through. I'm safe. That's going to be it.
Sonny Gray cannot get out of the 7th inning. Braves have a 2-1 lead. Harris is at first. Minnesota dips into their bullpen. Network, the future starts now. And by Yellowwood. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it. Michael Harris 3 for 3. He's at first base, and as the lineup flips over, Emilio Pagan will come in for his 29th appearance of the season.
Yeah, last 3 appearances, no hits for him, 3 2/3.
And he'll face Ronald Acuna, who has 16 homers, 35 stolen bases this year. That leads us to our Yellowwood Bringing the Lumber feature. How about this company, Jeff? Guys named Cobb, Henderson, and Lofton.
I would say it's not bad, huh?
That's it. Before July 1st in Major League history to have 35 stolen bases and 35 extra base hits.
Yes, he's on pace right now for 141 runs scored also, which would be the most in franchise history since Billy Hamilton for the 1897 Boston Beaneaters.
Oh, everybody remembers that 97.
He scored 153 on the way to the pennant.
Ronald swinging at the first pitch he sees from Pagan and fouls it back.
Pagan, good fastball too. You saw 96, 97, but mostly known opponents only hitting $140 off that cutter.
Oh, 1 pitch here to the Braves right fielder. Time is called.
Frenchie, just because we were talking about our middle school days, were you in middle school back then, or how old were you?
In 1897?
97?
Yeah, something like that. Only 100 years ago or so.
Yeah.
Middle school days?
I was coming into my prime.
Check over to Harris. Lauren's getting comfortable. I like when she throws cheap shots up here.
Throw a jab.
It's good, yeah. Keep you on your toes. Ronald 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Bouncing into Jeffers.
There's that cutter of his. Pitch off that fastball 97 with that cutter about 89 to 91. See on the cue warming up for the 8th. So that's the first answer of what Snit's going to do.
And a ball and 2 strikes. The only question is, what will the score be when we get to the 8th inning? The Ozuna homer gives the Braves the lead. Now Harris down at first with 2 outs.
Yeah, we've been playing a lot of 1-run games lately, so.
Feels right at home. This one just a little lower scoring than we're used to. Acuna to left center field. Kiss that baby goodbye. 4-1.
sick of playing one-run games. He's going to let Snit breathe a little easier. A split. Hadn't even seen it yet. And that one just floated right inside a little bit. And with that right there, Ronald already 22 two-strike RBIs this year. Last year, only 20.
My goodness. What a season. Just crushed that baseball and gives Atlanta the 3-run cushion. And the floss with his buddy Orlando Arce. Easy, Orlando. Don't hurt him.
Love when the cop gets in on the action down there with the guys. And like I said, he went fastball, cutter, and then hung this split. And he put his head down right when Ronald hit it. Knew it.
Now Ozzie. Ball and 2 strikes. Well, as we mentioned, Ronald coming into this game was on pace for 34 homers and 74 stolen bases. Now the homer projection bumps up a bit. Ozzie strikes out on the 97-mile-per-hour fastball to end the 7th, but the Braves take the lead. Ozuna with a solo homer and Acuna with a 2-run shot. Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by your local Ford dealer, by Georgia Natural Gas, live the greener life, and by Truist. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
Well, that man right there, 7 strong innings, 10 strikeouts, and let's kind of recap it and take a look at his night as he had it all working. Sliders, fastballs, see 3 hits, only 2 walks, and again, mix of pitches, Brandon, as good as we've seen him do it all year. Dominant performance, and after coming off a good start versus the Phillies, riding a little momentum, great start tonight.
And now he has 146 strikeouts on the season, well above everybody else in the majors, and he gives the ball over to Colin McHugh. Facing 9-1-2 here in the Twins order, as that one comes right across on the sweeper 0-2.
It's just a good start that he's going to be able to go back to and see, mixing that off speed and how successful that can make him.
0-2 pitch out to Eddie. Eddie's got it. Took it right off the turf.
Wow. Must be the shoes. Robs his former team.
Off the bat, I didn't know if he was going to get there.
It looked like it was going to hook a lot more, kind of topspin.
So Jeffers is 0 for 3, and now Eddie Julien. Julien from Canada, but he came down to Auburn to play his college ball.
Was actually a roommate of Tom Glavine's son Peyton at Auburn.
Was he?
Yeah. And of course Tom's favorite player because he wears number 47.
Well, he takes the 0-2 and hits it for a single to left field. He has a 2-hit night, does Julien. Well, Tom may know this story, but when he moved from Canada, he hardly knew any English whatsoever. And there was a great story about him last year. He was recalling that when he got to Auburn, the coaches would talk to him, and he was too scared to let them know he didn't know what they were saying. So he would just reply yes to everything. And he had no idea what they were asking. So they're like, where do you want to play today? Second, first? Yes, yes. That's really all he knew how to say.
Well, I'm sure Peyton Glavine taught him all the important words.
That's right. Took care of him. But Julien has become a nice piece for the Twins, and he's down at first base here with 1 out. 24-year-old rookie, debuted back on April the 12th. That gets by Olson. Around second, Julien heads for third, and Ronald's throw is off target. So they're at the corners here as the Twins try to make a comeback in the 8th.
You know, the other night, Brandon, in Cincinnati, that was kind of Cullen just really wasn't commanding that off-speed pitch. It was just kind of spinning on him, and kind of seeing the same here.
Well, Braves right now getting some action going in the bullpen. Darno talks to him.
And excuse me, but I was going to say, if you're the Twins hitters too, look, you know who's been used and who hasn't. So this team right now knows some of the high leverage guys for the Braves are down tonight.
It's Ben Heller starting to get up for the Braves. You're getting into the teeth of the order here. Max Kepler. Says no. David Rackley down there 1-0. Braves with 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th on the homers by Ozuna and Acuna. But the Twins trying to strike right back here. Pop fly. Eddie will take it. Julien does not tag. He does throw home, and that will allow Kirilloff to take second base.
Well, Brandon, let's take a look, and you can kind of see the last road trip in Philly and Cincy, how this pen was used. And you see Saturday and Sunday, Anderson, Iglesias, Mentor, Tonkin the day before 43. So, again, you're going to have to rely on a couple of the other guys tonight to come in and give some big outs.
And Colin with just the 1 appearance on the road trip, the first to appear here, and now it's going to be Heller coming on with 2 outs in the 8th. it's A-List Member Appreciation Week. To join the wait list, to become a member, go to Braves.com/waitlist. You get great seats, great parking, discounts on food, drinks, merchandise, and so much more. Atlanta staking claim to a 4-1 lead. McHugh gets a couple of outs. There's 2 on, and now Heller comes in here for Atlanta.
Last outing against the Reds, a little more of a control, but had a tough time locating that pitch. Right here, coming in, Correa going to try to go heavy sinker with that slider.
Yeah, the first 2 outings for Heller against Colorado were really good, and he struck out 8. But against Cincinnati, as you said, Jeff, 3 walks, gave up a couple of runs. There, he locates a fastball 1-1.
And I think that's more of why Snit's bringing Heller in instead of McHugh. I think he's trying to get some velocity on Correa right now.
Another fastball. Correa is 0 for 3 tonight. All of those were against Spencer Strider. Buxton has grabbed a bat and moved into the on-deck circle. 2-2. Cutter there from Heller. Huge moment in this game. Reach for it. Should be easy for Ronald. It is easy for Ronald. Heller does his job, and it stays 4-1. Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. By the Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. And by Delta Airlines. Keep climbing. Couple of homers for Atlanta in the 7th. That's the difference. 4-1 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Braves and Twins only played 20 times since interleague play came into existence in 1997. Braves have won 11 of those 19 and now trying to make it 12 of 20 as Josh Winder, who was just recalled yesterday from AAA, comes into the contest. Faces Austin Riley. First pitch, a strike.
And we felt like it. Kirby Yates now warming up down there. Kind of thought who he might get the ball in the 9th tonight.
There he is.
Again, for Spencer Strider to give you 7 innings tonight after a lot of usage this weekend was just huge.
Yeah, because the first 2 days of that series, Smith, Shawver, and Schuster didn't make it out of the 4th inning. Charlie Morton went 5 yesterday. Austin hits the 2-1 high into right center field. Kepler calls off Solano. Now here's a word from Delta.
Braves country. Fast, free Wi-Fi is rolling out. Enjoy with a free Sky Miles membership. Delta, official airline of the Atlanta Braves.
Matt Olson 1 for 3. As pitcher Winder, this is his third stint with Minnesota this season. He's been up and down from St. Paul, the AAA club. And Olson fouls off his 0-1 pitch, 0-2. There's the old married couple over there.
Well, they have fun, that's for sure.
They do. Oh, they're holding hands. And Ozzy's drinking Pepto-Bismol. Well, looking ahead to the top of the ninth, 5, 6, 7 will be coming up for Minnesota as we figure to see Kirby Yates, who we saw loosening in the pen. Ooh. Strike call for Winder on the outside corner, gets Olson looking. 2 outs.
Yeah. Wonder how Rocco Baldelli is going to use it, though. He's got 2 pretty good bullets on the bench, and Buxton and Royce Lewis, both who thought might be playing tonight, and they're not.
Well, Buxton tweaked his back on Saturday, and yesterday he did pinch hit in the 8th. Maybe they're just trying to get that back healthy, but
it's been like Harper. He's DH'd all year.
Yeah.
Hasn't been able to play in the field.
He's had that knee injury that he's recovering from, and that's really changed what they've wanted to do defensively.
Well, yeah, you're taking a big glove out of the outfield there.
There is Rocco. 5th-year skipper. Is 41 years of age. First 2 years they won the AL Central, 2019 and the COVID shortened 2020 season, but they missed the playoffs the last 2 years. Nowhere near, so a 4-pitch walk here to the Braves catcher with 2 outs, and that'll give Marcell Ozuna another chance. Last time up, homer to the opposite field. With those 2 homers last inning, the Braves now up over 140 on the season, 141 homers. They entered the month of June in 3rd place in the home run category behind the Dodgers and the Rays, but they've sprinted past both of them.
I was going to say, they've left them in the dust.
Yes, they have. 49 homers this month. How about 50, Marcell? 2 balls and a strike. Says he went. Marcel's going to take time.
I think Marcell, more than anything, just kind of wanted him to check down to first and call it.
Darno down at first. Deuces here. 2 outs, 2-2 pitch. Full count, good block by Jeffers. Minnesota's been teetering around 500 all season long. Right now they're 40-39. Braves trying to knock them to 40-40. Marcel hits it on the ground to Farmer. And that will do it. We go to the 9th with the Braves up 3.
Top of the 9th, Braves up 4-1. Kirby Yates on the mound now trying to get the save, close out game 1 of this 3-game series before we turn the page to tomorrow, where NL ERA leader Bryce Elder is making his 16th start of the season. I got to talk to him about his last start in Philly. He went 7 shutout innings with 6 strikeouts. He said he executed pitches well when he needed to. He got ahead of hitters, and he said, when I do that, I have a good chance of going far in games. And he also talked about how much he trusts the guys behind the plate, and Travis d'Arnaud and Sean Murphy. Sean going to be calling the game with him tomorrow, but he said, this year I went away from shaking. I trust them, and that's what's so special about it too, is the way they work together and how comfortable they make all of us feel on the bump. So pretty cool teamwork stuff, guys. You'll love to see it.
Yep, and his teammate Spencer Strider was fantastic starting tonight, and now Kirby Yates will try to polish things off here against the Twins. Jeff, this is the first time that Kirby Yates has entered in the 9th inning of a game with a chance to get a save since August of 2020.
Well, and he was so dominant for those couple of years and the injuries and stuff. So good to see him get an opportunity here tonight.
Willie Castro, the batter. If you remember last inning, they had Buxton on deck, maybe going to pinch hit for Castro, but Castro will bat.
It's a situation now where a guy or two gets on, then you'll see Buxton or someone like that get up probably with a bat.
A ball and 2 strikes. And it's still 1-2. Well, good job there in the 8th inning when Minnesota got a couple on. The Braves pitching combination of McHugh and Heller able to get out of it without any damage. So the only Minnesota run came all the way back in the 2nd inning on the Joey Gallo homer to center field. Another 1-2 coming from Kirby Yates. And he misses outside with that splitter. Solano next. 2-2. Left center. Who's going to get it? Eddie will take it. One away.
Good pitch. Big out. That first out in the 9th inning, anytime like that, can kind of settle you in now. And with Gallo coming on deck, Buxton still available. You don't even want to give these guys a chance to tie it up with one swing.
Solano is 0 for 3 tonight. With the Braves getting their 50th win yesterday, they are now on pace for 106 victories. 106 wins is the franchise record that was set back by the '98 Braves. Oh, 0-2. Ozzie can't get there. He was cheating up the middle. 1 on, 1 out.
He was trying to go away and it crept back in, jammed him, but like you said, Ozzie where he was playing. I think you got your answer now. Buxton coming out on deck, going to hit for Farmer.
But right now it's Joey Gallo before Buxton here. 1 on, 1 out. Misses outside 1-0. Gallo on a 1-year deal with Minnesota. He will turn 30 in November. As we've talked about, he does not hit for average. Strikes out a lot, but he has some pop in that bat, as we saw back in the 2nd inning. And there's Buxton. Yates deals. 1-2. Got him out in front on that splitter. Steamy night. Wipe off the sweat. Minnesota's first ever game in this ballpark, and the Braves trying to hand them a defeat. Here's a 2-2 with 1 away. We'll do it again.
A good fastball came in on Gallo. Now see if he tries to set him, go back to that split.
The 2-2 from number 2-2. Just off that outside corner.
Good call.
He did go to the splitter. Big pitch. Got him. Splitter again. Gallo swings and misses. Twins down to their final out.
Well, that 2-2 was off the plate. That one right on the edge. Big strikeout.
And it is Byron Buxton, who left the game Saturday in Detroit with back spasms. pinch hit yesterday but didn't start, and now he pinch hits here today on Monday. First pitch low. Down the left field line, home run distance, but hooking foul.
Just a long foul ball.
Yep. It was scary for a half a second, though.
You always look right at the hitter after he hits it, and you could tell the way he was leaning his head. He knew it was hooking.
One, runner goes. They'll let him take second, and the pitch misses. Byron Buxton is a Georgia kid from 200 miles southeast of Atlanta in Baxley, Georgia. Back in his home state awaiting a 2-1, and now it's 2-2. Here come 40,000. Win.
Might have been his best split, his last one to Buxton. Looked sharp tonight.
Fired up, his first save since August of 2020, and the Braves do it again. Now standing at 51-27. Atlanta has 4 unanswered runs in the 4-1 win, Jeff.
Just the way that you have a tough series like that in Cincinnati, 3 tough games. Yeah, you won 2 out of 3. But you come home and you couldn't tell tonight that these guys came out, they played inspired. Spencer Strider maybe mixing and matching his best start of the year. And a couple big home runs from Ozuna and Acuna. This team just continues to roll.
Those homers in the 7th were the difference. And Strider, as you said, phenomenal. 10 strikeouts, 7 innings. The bullpen does its job. And Atlanta is 51-27 and sizzling hot. For our entire crew, Gretchen Caney, our producer, Maceo Grant, our director, everybody that helped put this broadcast together for you tonight, we thank them. We thank you for tuning in. For my partner, Jeff Francoeur and Lauren Jabara, I'm Brandon Gaudin, signing off from Truist Park. Stay tuned now for Braves Live postgame show presented by Xfinity. It is coming up next. So long, everybody.